Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I am live once again for the final presser of Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. I think it starts at 12 my time, which is about 12 minutes away. Gabriella, counterpunch to you. Hello. I wanted to start a little early to get people in here. My intrigue for the final press conference is because we've seen the face-off, we've seen how these guys interact. There's no egg slapping, there's no high animosity, but I think the edge is still there. So I want to see what that is, because I think the talking is done. I think we're ready to fight. We're ready to see the fight. I'm ready for the fight to happen. I'm really ready for the weigh-in tomorrow. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen my final prediction, it's a good one, so check it out. I released it early this morning. Marlon Thornell, counterpunch to you. What's good, Kurt? CP. Everything's good, man. I can't complain. I can't complain at all. So, no complaints, man. Just let my smoothie freeze. I'm out of cassava. Oh, but I do have one thing, one veil of Magic Mind. Magic Mind! Orville Flowers, hello, counterpunch to you. I think this fight will be boring because Conor will be more reserved. I think Conor is going to come out swinging. And I think he's going to come out with something to prove because he lost the last fight. Lou Brown, what's going down? Everything's good so far, man. No complaints. None. I don't think Conor knows how to be reserved. I don't either. I don't think he knows chill. You know what I mean? Everything about Conor Benn, oozes rude Brit, right? You know what I mean? He's so aggressive. You know what I mean? You look good, man. No homo. Comic Con. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Man, I gotta hit to the gym after this. So I'm feeling like a fat pig. I don't know why. I don't know. But anyway, I'm assuming it starts at 6 p.m. BST time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, 12 p.m. Central Standard. So I think Conor has a big, here we go, let's see. Yeah, I think Conor has a big enough gas tank to be frantic, in all honesty. He just can't be taking shots like he was last fight. Well, he tried. It's just, I believe Chris found the distance with the jab, and he knew where Conor was going to be. See, when you get acquainted with someone's distance and you get a feel of where they are, and you know what I mean? And I think he picked that up about the 5th round or 6th round. Chris started really using that jab and peppering Conor with it. And Conor just, Conor was just doing his thing, trying to get out of the way of the jab, but the jab was still there because Chris had enough poise and he knew where he was going to be. He dictated where that head was going to go and pretty much gauged him and got him. The jab won it for Chris Eubank and the flurries because he did push Conor Ben back and he did try his damnedest to stop Conor. That's one thing that you don't really realize. Using energy for no reason. The stupid thing with Conor was that he was slipping way too much when he was far out of range. A habit. It's just habit. And Lou Brown, yeah, yeah, now I get what you're saying. My backwards ass read that backwards. I read using energy for no reason, and then the stupid thing with Conor Ben is he was slipping way too much when he was out of range. So what he was saying, people, what Lou Brown is saying makes a lot of sense because Conor Ben is, he's all the way back here. Who was doing that? Somebody was doing that recently. And I'm like, what are you doing? Amanda Serrano was doing that with Katie Taylor. If you notice, Amanda was doing all this outside movement and you weren't even in range of getting hit. Why are you wasting your energy like that? So it is what it is. Off topic, Kurt, but I think Norman Jr. stops Haney. Ideally, with the power that he has, I'm ready to see that fight. That's next weekend. That's next weekend, right? Isn't that next weekend? Yeah, I can't wait to see that. That's the bitch of the bunch of the month. What is this woke nonsense? I don't know. What is it? I don't know. Where are you hearing that from? Okay, here we go. Okay, we got 5 minutes. But no, Norman, he may be able to. But one thing about Haney is a guy that doesn't really. He's one of those fighters like he has some attributes, or he did anyway. I haven't, because his last fight stunk, bro. When he fought Ramirez, Jose, it was like, yo, I didn't care for that fight at all. Happy Pride, Black History, Bumblebee Awareness Month. Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. What the fuck does this got to do with boxing anyway? I don't get that. This is not even Black History Month. Yo, let's go. I'm not even gonna put energy into it. Let's go. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's about to start. Yeah. I noticed it's about to start. We just gotta take out the trash. Let's take out the trash before too much trash builds up in the trash can, right? As I notice a lot of people, cause on my part-time job, right, I do a lot of driving anyway. I'm driving to kill people. But I noticed that it's a lot of a lot of angry people. I hope we're not like that in the UK. I don't know. I know every place has its problems. I just got out of the shower, so. User JBG07. Hi, Turkey bro. Counterpunch to you. I know Chris Eubank Jr. Chris and Conor ain't their dads, but they did give us a great fight last time. High expectations for this one. Yeah. I mean, you raise the bar, you're going to keep expecting the bar to be raised. Bro, I talk boxing to get away from that. Yeah, I know, right? I am Black Boss, sir. Okay, so what? The man was tripping. I think he thought that he was on a different stream. I don't know what stream he thought he was. He's on the wrong one. We talk about boxing, I mean, if anything, I'll wear off into like relationship shit that actually people go through that, that's common and okay to talk about. But, to stay focused and stay on topic, it's about boxing. So we need to stop it. Bars. That's how we do it. Buddy, you ever thought about getting a real man job like myself? I make second candles in a air conditioned office like a real man. Okay. You make candles. That's so cool. That's a real man's job, making candles. Okay. In an air conditioned. Oh. Kurt, you 100 and don't drift off into politics and crap. One of the reasons I enjoy the channel. Oh yeah. As long as you enjoy what you do you, bro. I know, right? So we have 3 minutes and no, we got 45 seconds to go. Okay. 18 seconds, people. Hold on a second. All righty then. Let the games begin. You would last 2 hours pouring cherry blossom scented candles with me, pal. Hey, I hear you, buddy. That shit's hilarious, actually. You know what? It's probably telling the truth. Man, passionate about pouring candles. Okay. You are very personal to me. I love you. Okay. Odds are good for being KO and Eubank to unanimous decision. I'm going to put 20 on both. Yeah, you can't lose. You just forfeit $20. Oh. Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Jake Paul versus AJ fight of the century. What the F are some of these comments? I have no idea, man. And it's crazy. It's like, the last couple years, they just got weirder and weirder. Christopher Keys, hello, bro. Counterpunch to you. Christopher, man, everything is good, man. Everything is easy sailing as of right now. I'm a slower typer, so forgive me. I hate to type at all. I talk all my messages to people, and then the autocorrect says something crazy, you know? Like, hey, yeah, I'll be with you in a minute. It may say, hey, yeah, I'm a live you in it. Like, what? Now, all praise to God himself, my brother. All praise to him. Yeah, man. That voice to text got a whole different thing to it. You know? Press conference delayed. Yeah, something's going on. That's why you have so much of a lot of stuff. Question, okay. What's up? What you got? That's crazy how people say, I got a question for you. Erky, much love, Kurt. What's up, fight fans? Counterpunch to you. Erky, counterpunch to you, brother. Chris Eubank and Connor Ben. Punch me. Earth Nation. All people saying it's a dangerous fight for Jake Paul. Got to remember this man is actually ranked by the ring. It's fair game according to them anyway. Well, I'm not sure, man. Quad Life, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. AJ got to do the same thing he did to Ngannou, man. And then if he does, everybody will love him again. When he knocks out if he knocks out Jake Paul, people will love him again. Because Jake Paul is a guy, he's entertaining, he's annoying, he's infamous, he's known, he's rich, but he's like a stain in boxing. But he's like one of those guys that he's a stain that doesn't want to go away. You know what I mean? And hopefully AJ's the Clorox, because AJ is the guy that has had his ups and downs. He's made a lot of money. You know, it is what it is. Man, I feel no hype for this fight. It just feels pointless. Jake Paul versus AJ. I mean, they've been talking about it for a while, so I'm not really all that surprised. And then the most disappointing thing would be if Jake Paul paid AJ so much money for AJ to do some fuck shit. To take a dive, meaning, you know, to stage the fight. No, Eubank Ben? I think it's a bit rushed. I think that both of these fighters will make enough money. You may not see them for a while, unless it's against each other. So if we have another fight like we had the first fight, they're going to fight again for the third fucking time. But this time, I think that if this fight is anything like the first fight, the third fight will just be the third installment, and I think that will be where the kickbacks come in. I think That's where the payoff will come through. I think both of them will probably make about 20 million. And because of those three fights, both of those guys, Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Ben, they won't fight again for a long time. Chris just may not fight again. You know what I mean? God forbids he loses one of these fights. He just won't fight again. It just won't happen. Whereas Conor may make enough money and say, you know what? He may get complacent. Let's say Chris Eubank wins, but it's split, and then they're going to fight again, and then Conor wins. They may not fight again because these legacy fights, let's put it this way. It's hard to get up for fights where you're rich. It's hard to get up and run when you're wearing silk pajamas. Skrilla 50, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Hey, Kurt, as the year ends, would you do a video on your favorite top fight of the year in your opinion? Man, that's a good, hey, I will. Skrilla 50, a chief general, said, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on with this press conference. It's kind of like, what the hell? It's crazy, man. I need to go to a chiropractor. You guys seen that Eddie Hearn versus Simon Jordan interview today? Eubank, Ben, Smith, Buatsi, Parker, Wardley, until it was ruined, were all great fights. You know, it just shows you, though, with the Wardley Parker fight, that fight should have been so much better. The referee did ruin it. In fact, Louis Pabon ruined the Alexander Usyk Danny Dubois 1 fight. A lot of these refs I don't think should be refs, and I really think they need to reevaluate who they grant or give that title or job to. I don't like chiropractors. Heard too much bad stuff about them. Nah, man, I love chiropractors. I think what happens is I would trust a chiropractor over a surgeon. You know, I remember in 2012, I got in a bad car accident. And my shoulders were already jacked, but after that car accident, they were worse. So I had bad shoulders. Like my shoulders I had a concussion, I had a broken bone in my foot, and my shoulders were killing me most of the time. So I went to a chiropractor from my insurance claim, and it changed my life because I went 3 times a week, and each time they heated one side and I had pain because crazy pain travels like a spirit. Yeah, and Billy and Martinez was good too, but I actually loved the chiropractor. That's why I kept going after that. Good afternoon, Kurt. Gabe Sewell, give us your thoughts on the 154-pound division. Do you think it will go back to the glory days of Oscar, Tito, Vargas, Trinidad, and Winky? No. Because unfortunately, 154 pounders, this is what works. This is how it works in boxing. As a fighter gets older, he gets bigger. If you notice, it happened with everyone. Pacquiao, Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Pernell Whitaker, Julio Cesar Chavez, you had these guys, they gradually moved up in weight, right? And they moved up in weight as they got older, as they start to progress in the sport. Their bodies start to mature. And that's why we got certain fights. Sugar Shane Mosley is another. And what happens is the division that people fall into was 147, 154. Well, those fighters that came from 130, 135, 140, they will eventually go to 147, along with the fighters that were already at 147 or 154. Okay? So that was that. And that's the Trinidads, the Vargases, the Cortez, and all those. You know what I mean? You had these guys, and they all fought. A lot of fights happened. We got a lot of fights. We had the pleasure of seeing these guys fight. However, these guys of the day, the Haneys, the Lopezes, the Stevensons, even the Lomachenkos, the Garcias, you know what I mean? We're not seeing that age no more. Because the guys that were supposed to now be at 147, they're either not at 147 or they never wanted to fight anyone worth a damn at 147. They're not from the same cloth. They're from a different cloth. That's why, I look at guys like Teofimo. Teofimo is like a guy, to me. He's a bullshit artist. That, you know what I mean? Like, people like that, Lomachenko was a great fighter at 126, 130, 135, but even he got scared off. If you noticed, that Jorge Linares fight, that fight scared him. So he didn't no longer want to move to 140 or 147. Lomachenko should have tapped out at 147, but he didn't. So that stopped that. We didn't have anyone that's a star there. We didn't have any stars. That's the problem. These guys are bullshit and they don't want to really fight each other. The only one you give credit to, Tank Davis is a prime example. That motherfucker should be at 147. Do you think Tank Davis is less gifted than someone like Manny Pacquiao? No, probably not. But Manny had more what? Balls. He had more balls. He had more desire. He wanted to be great. These guys don't want to be great. They want a paycheck. That's why we won't have those, Gabe. We won't have those type of fights. If you want to see great fights, look at ESPN Classic or just look at YouTube. Because you're not going to see that again. At 154, Virgil Ortiz and Ennis, Boots. And it's like, why aren't these fights happening? Because they don't want it, people. That's easy. These fighters don't want it. These promoters don't want these fighters to want it, because these promoters know, hey, we can get fights with other fighters where I can get paid, he can get paid, the fighter himself, and it's less of a risk. Promoters don't like to take risk because they are afraid of losing their prime asset. Because if something happens to Virgil Ortiz fighting Boots Ennis and Boots beats him, he's finished and he knows that. Most importantly, Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn are at war. Okay? So the idea of Oscar thinking that, if I lose to Eddie Hearn's fighters after all that shit that he said about Eddie, he's going to look foolish. So that fight about Virgil ain't about Virgil fighting Boots. It's about Oscar De La Hoya not wanting Virgil to fight Boots. That's all that is. He don't want those type of fights, man. You may see fights in the UK, but I mean it's everywhere. Why the hell Tyson Fury ain't fought AJ? Because Tyson is afraid to lose to AJ. If AJ goes in there and knocks Tyson out, he's going to be less than any of them. Think about it. Dubois beat AJ, Usyk beat AJ, Andy beat AJ. But if I don't fight Andy and I don't fight Daniel, I'm clear. So, but if I do fight AJ and he beats me, Tyson is going to look like shit. It don't matter if I fought Danny Dubois or Andy Ruiz. I'm under the guy that they beat. So it don't really matter. Tyson versus Fury. Too logically political may cause problems in the UK. I've heard that before. You favor Pastor McClendon. Who is Pastor McClendon? Second. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Let's continue the show. Yeah, man. Yeah, you won't have that, man. You got a lot of, and see, the only exception was Turkey gave so much money to fighters and promoters because I mean, if when you give the money to the fighters, you're giving it to the promoters. You know, when you think fighter, promoter, you're thinking fighter purse, then promoter percentage of the purse. And that shit, man, you're looking at fights that you probably wouldn't have never saw. We probably wouldn't have never heard of Aget Kabayel. We would have heard of him once upon a time fighting Derek Chisora. But to be honest with you, I never seen that fight until after I saw him beat Mark Madoff because I had no idea who he was because his exposure sucked because nobody put him in there with nobody that you really knew. You know, we never seen a Kabayel and Andy Ruiz. You know, these guys were all about stables and recycling these old ass fighters. That's why Derek Chisora was so popular because he was so popular to the point it was like, okay, put Derek in there. But what started happening, Derek was more like a fighter that, he wasn't that guy that went in there and got beat again and again and again. He was one of those guys you didn't know what type of performance Derek Chisora was going to give you. That's why he was such excitement, because he's going to excite the crowd, but he also may knock you out too. You know what I mean? So Derek Chisora was that exception to the rule. Most of the time, though, most of those fighters were pawns. They were pawns to make other fighters look good. The AJ that Usyk in the second fight beats Fury, in my opinion. But I mean, is that AJ still around these days? Can we get that AJ back? That's the question you ask yourself. Can we get that AJ back? We never got the undisputed if it wasn't for Turkey. Right. Bill knows boxing. AJ should know from previous tune-up fights that they don't help when you step up to take a legit test. Yeah, we wouldn't have got that fight. Tyson Fury would have played Usyk, and Tyson didn't want to fight Usyk. He didn't see the value in fighting Usyk. But most importantly, though, he didn't want to be looked at anywhere near a comparison of AJ. He knows that. But since he got beat by AJ, Tyson was pissed. You understand that, right? Because before AJ got beat by Dubois, Tyson got beat by Usyk. So when Tyson got beat by Usyk, and then we all know Usyk beat AJ and Usyk beat Dubois, he just looked like another bitch in the bunch. Not bitch of the bunch, bitch in the bunch. You know what I mean? And I know he hated that. Because Tyson Fury's whole thing is, I'm the best fighter that ever came out of his mom's twat and all this crazy stuff. He had this high expectation. He's almost, mythological, right? And that's just not the truth. Tyson Fury got his ass whooped like any other fighter. And he just showed, hey, I'm another fighter that can get beat like any other fighter. Except for Usyk, because Usyk was, he was ditching out these ass whoopings, and who would like that? They didn't like that at all. Is that Tony Bellew looking like that? Tony looking like he got his hat all low, like he about to commit a robbery or something. That AJ will show up for his father, John Fury. Don't know AJ's biggest problem is weight. The 250s is way too heavy for him. High 230s is good for him. And that's one of his problems. That's one of them. I just think he panics, bro. I think AJ panics when he's getting his ass whooped. That's why you start whooping AJ's ass. He's like, he got the mindset like Klitschko. He's not going to, he doesn't gel well or adapt well to an ass whooping. Some people can take a licking and, like Fabio. Fabio guy was getting wrapped upside his head by Joseph Parker, but he was like, he sucked it up and he came right back. AJ never, mentally, fully recovered mentally after the early stoppage. Just AJ, man. Now, if AJ's on his game, that's AJ. He's going to look great. The Pulev fight was a great fight to me. That was probably one of his best performances, because he actually had a strategy for someone like Pulev. Because, Pulev was going to spiral that jab and then set you up with it. And every so often, after that jab, he'll throw a right hand behind it. But other than that, man, I don't know what Rob was doing with him. I think Rob had too much going on, thinking AJ was better than he really was, not knowing AJ needed the guidance all the way through each and every camp, each and every fight. And that's that. Like the poster above said, who you got for upset of the year? I don't know. It's a good question. I can tell you the upset of last year. Dubois versus AJ. But you know what? If I had to think about it, if I had to think about the upset of the year, you know something crazy? The upset of 2025 is Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Come on, man. You know everybody thought Canelo was too big for Crawford. Everybody thought that he was going to lose to Canelo. As soon as Canelo opened up on him, he was going to do exactly what Jermell Charlo did, because Jermell Charlo was considered bigger than Terrence Crawford. So if Canelo could do it to Jermell, he could do it to Terrence Crawford. Come on. That's the upset of 2025 right there. That's the answer. The magic mind's kicking in. Dubois AJ last year. Yep. 2025, the upset of the year is Terrence Crawford defeating Canelo Alvarez by decision. Wardley Parker was not an upset. Wardley Parker was a controversial fight. Controversial. It was a controversial fight. That's not an upset. That's some bullshit behind it, and people know it. It's just what people don't want to do. They don't want to keep, pissing down Wardley's back for it because it's not Wardley's fault. It really ain't. Wardley did a good job. He showed that he's tough, but I feel the referee took everything away from that fight. He ruined that fight with that bullshit he did. Because, again, it's either two things you can say about that referee. One, corruptive. He's corrupt. Or two, he's weak. And then, you hear people talk about, oh, Kurt, you wanted Parker to get hurt. Parker wasn't ready to quit, motherfuckers. So it's not about what Kurt wants. It's about what Joseph Parker deserved. He deserved a fair shake. He deserved to go out on his shield. Fabio Wardley, the punches that Fabio threw and missed that ended the fight, he didn't land. And if you look at the condition of Wardley, he was bone dry, tired. What the fuck makes you think that wouldn't have been the time when Joseph Parker was like, bow, 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 boop, 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 boop. That could have put Wardley down. Nobody's thinking about that. Everybody's talking about, oh, well, you wanted him to get hurt because you don't care for fighters. They're fighters. Okay? Yes, I care for fighters. Do I want fighters hurt, permanently hurt? I want to see somebody get knocked out. I want to see somebody get dropped. I want to see somebody quit because of the pain from a shot to the body or a shot to the eye or a broken nose or a broken eardrum. Yes, I want to see that. This is boxing, bro. This ain't fucking figure skating. Okay, yeah, I want to see that. But do I want something permanently to happen to someone? No. So, no, no. Yeah, sorry, I just... that bothers me. Yeah, I want to see somebody get K. And that could have been when Joseph Parker came on strong and, caught him, bow, bow, come off the ropes. For all we knew, that could have been a rope-a-dope. Imagine if they would have did that to fucking Ali in Zaire, Africa, when George Foreman was welling on his body and welling on him and welling on him and welling on him, and some fucking referee, oh no, I can't take the punishment. And he jumps in and saves the day. Are you fucking kidding me? Bro, no. Sorry, that ain't gonna work. That shit is not going to work. If Zane couldn't put Parker down and keep him down, those punches Wardley threw were jello shots. Well, the punches that were stopped were. I'm not saying that Wardley couldn't punch. I'm not saying that Wardley didn't connect and hurt Parker. What I'm saying is that was a back and forth fight, a very competitive fight. It was a lot more competitive boxing wise than we thought. We thought that Parker was going to be a better boxer, which in spots he was. But then again, Wardley showed that he could also box. He showed that, hey, this is not too far-fetched and I can box with Parker too. But more importantly, I can take what Parker had. But the story of the fight was, could Parker take what I had? And the answer is yes. Just the referee couldn't take what Wardley was giving Parker. Or so he thought. Because he's a fucking cunt. That's why. The referee, Howard Foster, is a cunt. If I seen Howard Foster, I'll probably punch him in the face. If I seen him walking down the street, hey, huh? I would punch him in the face. Oh. Yeah, stop that, bitch. That's what I would do to someone like that. You have no business being in a sport that you have to referee contact. That's justice for Joseph right there. Sorry. I would catch him. And it wouldn't take long. I would hit him from here to where this damn device is. Catch him. Flush. Right in the nose. Oh. Yeah. I was so angry with the stoppage, but unfortunately that's boxing at time. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm still mad about it. You guys can tell. Because what people don't understand is Jack Reese. If Jack Reese would have waved that fight off with Tyson Fury, we would have never knew what Fury could do. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Jack Reese rationalized what round we were in. We're in the 12th fucking round. We're in the championship rounds. Wilder just landed a shot. Can Tyson Fury, based on everything Tyson Fury's done in this whole fight, can he get up? What condition is he in? This motherfucker wouldn't even let him hit the ground. He wouldn't even, because Parker couldn't, look, Fabio couldn't even put Parker down. Kurt is Joseph Parker's sleeper agent. Man, Usyk Fury 1 should have been. And look, that was a whole different story because guess what? Tyson was not throwing back. Usyk was landing punches. He wasn't grazing shots. That motherfucker was kissing. He was kissing Usyk's fist. He was kissing the fist. He was here. He was like a ping pong ball. Okay? Tyson Fury was like a ping pong ball. Bow, 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 bow. He was like a ping pong ball. Usyk was knocking this motherfucker from one side of the ring to the other side of the ring to this part of the ring. He was knocking this motherfucker around the ring. That didn't happen in that fight. That was a fight where Wardley landed some good shots and then he started to gas. And the punches started to swell, and he threw them, and the referee came in and stopped it. That's what happened. Howard Foster, I owe you an ass whooping. A good old Louisiana ass whooping. You know what that means? Somebody hold his ass and let me punch him. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Yeah, the ref, bro, that ref should never be able. I don't want to see that ugly motherfucker again. I don't want to see his ugly, pasty ass again. Refereeing nothing. I put him in the Lawrence Cole book. And hey, to keep it a buck, Lawrence Cole actually did a good refereeing job his last fight I seen him in. Only people named Fury are allowed standing 8 counts. Yeah, the motherfucker could have gave Joseph Parker standing 8. He didn't do that. I think Howard Foster was on the take. I think he was paid to do that shit, you know. And either one of them are horrible. because that means you're corruptible enough to be paid off. So you're no good anyway. And if he really thought, based on what he saw, because he was closer than anybody to these fighters. The referee is the third man in the ring. So guess what? If he's seen that guy, he landed a left and, and my thing is, I just think he's a fucking pussy. I don't even want to believe he's corrupted a corrupt ref. I think he's a pussy. I think he doesn't like the sight. I don't think he likes his job. Shit, put Steve Willis in there. Steve would be like, ooh, right? Yeah, it was, oh God, oh God, oh no, I can't see another. I don't want to see this no more. This is over. And Joseph was like, bitch, get off me. We fighting. Really? We fighting. Crazy. Frank Warren, ref. Yeah, Frank probably. And you know what happened, right? They were like, oh, well, we told the ref, stop taking, Joseph shouldn't take the punishment. That's what Fabio was like. They had that shit set up. They robbed Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker got robbed, bro. I hate that for Joseph. See, we don't have Fury no more. We ain't got AJ in the hot seat no more. He's fighting fucking Jake Paul. Hit his ass with a Creole punch. You damn right. Yep. We wait for ages for these fights, and they ruin it with shit stoppages. Yeah. But I mean, that's politics, man. If Fabio Wardley was African, none of that would have happened. If Fabio Wardley was Australian, none of this would have happened. If Fabio Wardley was American, none of this would happen. Yeah.
Power on. Induction mode.
He's looking big. But this is the perfect opportunity for Adam to see and show how good he is. All the talk before the fight, there won't be any talk after the fight, believe me.
Your charges still.
Rich Riappo returns. He's been to the top of the cruiserweight division with us for a long time. Always felt like he wasn't right at the weight. Always felt like there was another gear to go, and now at heavyweight, he takes on Tommy Welsh, who deserves a huge amount of credit. Obviously, stepping up to heavyweight in a big clash, but something that they wanted. It's a test that they wanted, and the winner will go on to big things. But an incredible undercard. Thank you to Sella. Thank you to the ring. Thank you to Turkey Al Sheikh, because these events don't happen without them. And yeah, it's very, very special to be involved.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Over to you then, promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, probably wise to make the most of this opportunity to speak at this evening's press conference in the absence for now of
Eddie.
Chris Eubank Jr. But similar question, I guess, for you, for Matchroom, another stadium show. What does this all mean?
Yeah, I doubt I'll be able to talk later, so I'm just going to do 15 minutes now. You look around, you see the scale and the size of this event. I do want to just say a couple of thank yous, in all seriousness, because I probably won't get a chance to say it later. To the incredible team at Seller and Ring Magazine, of course, Turk Al Sheikh, who drives, the real passion and the journey for boxing. Ring, Versace over there, Mike, everybody, our incredible team at Matchroom, and of course, The Zone, who have now firmly established themselves as the global home of boxing. And we know this event is exclusively live on the platform. When you look at the run from now till the end of the year, it's quite remarkable. Of course, on Saturday, there'll be 68,000 people at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for a historic night of British boxing. But next week in Riyadh is a card that I think fight fans have never seen before. Devin Haney goes for another World Championship in another weight class against Brian Norman. Benavidez against Yard. Our guy Bam against Martinez. Sam Noakes goes for the world title against Abdullah Mason. It's an incredible night in Riyadh. And the week after that, one of the biggest stars in British boxing, Ben Whittaker, makes his Matchroom debut in Birmingham. What a fighter, what a signing from us. We can't wait to see that young man shine before we head to Monaco on December 6th for a breathtaking card. December the 13th, Stockton, California. And of course, December 20th, our first ever show in Africa, in Ghana. And the 27th, we're back in Riyadh for a night of the Samurai with Naya Inoue. That's what you call big time boxing. That's what you call the global home of boxing. That's what you call the zone. In terms of the main event, I'm sure we'll cover that later, but this is an unbelievable card. A couple of words from our guys, the man to my left, and Ricky's right. This guy should have been the undisputed champion at 140 pounds. What a fight against Echo Essendon. You saw him end the career of Josh Taylor. This is Matchroom against Queensbury again. It's a brilliant domestic matchup that could sell any arena in the UK. And Ishmael Davis down there getting another golden opportunity to fight a great fighter in Sam Gillian, another domestic classic for the British title. We can't wait. This is what dreams are made of. 68,000
Whitaker
at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Ben Eubank 4 is what it is. Thank you to everybody involved. Good luck to everybody on the night. Be safe.
About as good as it could be for you right now?
Yeah, I mean, I've waited a long time to fight for this British title, and the fact it's ended up being at Spurs is special. I mean, being a Spurs fan is normally quite painful of a weekend, so I'm looking forward to having a bit of fun and getting a win.
Ishmael, just saying there about Sam's motivation, what this whole occasion means to you. Despite recent setback, Ishmael, and things not necessarily going your way in big fights on big stages in big stadiums, why have you never let that derail you off your track in this game?
I just believe in life, you gotta keep going, and that's just what I'm doing, man. And I know the level of boxing I can get to, and I feel like I'm out of the belt because everyone knows I should have won that robbery in that island, but that's in the past. And now it's time to get the British title. I'm not Commonwealth title, but you know, I've heard him say he wants to win the British since a kid. I wish he does win it, but Saturday won't be his night.
Seems respectful for the best part, Sam, between you and Ishmael Davis, but you've said this is your destiny. Why can't he beat you? Why won't he beat you and stand in the way of that on Saturday?
Listen, it is respectful. This is just work for us at the end of the day. But I just believe with every bit of me, this is what the last couple of years, all of this awareness has just led to this. And this is just my moment to show how good I am and what level I'm at.
Ishmael, final word to you. How do you leave with the belts on Saturday night? Tell us.
Everyone knows what I bring. We know what Sam brings. I'm gonna be in there like a steam machine on Saturday, so get ready for a good fight, and I'll do what I do best.
And a quick one from promoter Eddie Hearn as well, who promotes Ishmael Davis. Matchroom versus Queensbury once again, so no pressure, Ishmael.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, Ishmael's had a lot of great opportunities, but he's also taken a lot of tough fights at short notice. But there's absolutely nothing to say other than he must win this fight on Saturday night. This is absolute last chance saloon to take one of these chances. He's a great fighter. He's worked his socks off. Sam's a great fighter as well. This is a great domestic matchup and a must-win for our man, and we believe he'll get the job done.
Okay, look forward to that one on Saturday night. Vacant British and Sam Gillies Commonwealth Super Welterweight titles on the line in that one when he faces Ishmael Davis. Now, it wouldn't be a big show without a bit of fun, would it? And a bit of fireworks from the big boys in boxing's blue ribbon glamour division, the heavyweight division, and that is exactly what we have to look forward to on Saturday night as Richard Riakpor's second fight for him up at heavyweight under trainer Billy Nelson continues his assault on the domestic scene at heavyweight, but standing in his way, the unbeaten 16-0 Tommy Welch, who has big plans of his own this weekend. Just before we hear from the fighters, a quick word from you, Ben Shalom, of course representing Richard Riakpor. At this stage of his career, what is the ambition and where do you believe, in terms of chapters, there's still left to write in the story of Richard Riakpor?
Look, the best is yet to come. It's something that Richard's been waiting for a long time, I have to say. He had to wait a long time to fight for the world title at the cruiserweight division, and then it was moving up straight away. It's a test. It's a big show. Fair play, as I say, to Tommy for taking this. I know his dad very well, and he'll be wanting to follow in his footsteps. It's as much as a big night for him as it is for Richard, but you know, Richard looks at that British domestic heavyweight scene and wants to get in amongst it. He wants those big names, he wants the big fights, and win on Saturday night, and that's what he'll get.
Okay, thanks Ben. Richard, welcome. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday night. Not quite Selhurst Park, of course, as far as you're concerned, but it's not bad. You said on your social media, Richard, this one's about legacy, discipline and purpose. Can you just tell us exactly what that means and what you meant by that?
Yeah, the journey's been a long journey for me to be on the stage, competing on these big shows. A lot of people don't know, but pre-COVID, things were very different. You know, to get on these stages, you had to win some big fights. You know, I was just talking to Sam about this a minute ago, but the journey continues, and we want to get one world title at heavyweight, so we're just working now towards that. And my test on Saturday, I'm looking to put on a dominant performance.
A few comments in the build-up from Team Welch about moving up to heavyweight at the age of 35 at this stage of your career maybe isn't the wisest idea. I just wonder what your counter-argument and response to that would be.
Well, everybody has their own opinion, and it doesn't mean nothing to me. It's all about the results, and the results will speak for themselves.
Tommy, welcome. Heard from your father, Scott Welch, of course, former British Commonwealth and WBO World Heavyweight title challenger Scott Welch, that you've been ready for a little while, built yourself up nicely to 16-0, but you said for some reason or another, perhaps the opportunity just hasn't presented itself. Now you are here. You've called yourself a nobody, Tommy, in the build-up, so what are we all going to find out about the nobody on Saturday night?
Firstly, I just want to say hi to everyone that's turned out. It's pretty incredible seeing all these faces here for us guys and the top boys on the show. It's pretty incredible. I think Turkey and all the promoters involved have done a fabulous job in providing some of the best nights in boxing's history. And to be a part of it is quite amazing. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this challenge with Richard Riakporhe. Again, you know, I think he's moved up at the wrong time. He failed at cruiserweight against Chris Boone-Smith, who was in the building. He went missing for a little while, by all accounts. And he's trying to reinvent himself now at heavyweight. I've been here for a long time, and it's been quite hard to get on the scene. It seems like the game's changed. You have to be popular, you have to be famous, and you have to put a lot of bums on seats. So I haven't had anyone helping me with that. So the fact that I'm on this show is you know, it's a nice opening for me. This isn't Richard's downfall on Saturday night. This is my arrival. So I'm here. And I'm probably the only one that hasn't feared him. I've been calling him out for the last 10 months. I want him. You know, he's come up to my weight, in my division. Yeah, that's right. He has. Yeah, what are you gonna say, Richard?
Hey, I do my talk in the ring. I don't need to go back and forth, you know. Everybody has...
That's a first.
Everybody has their opinions, but who cares?
That's a first. Yeah. I'm here and I'm ready.
To get Chisora up on there, man.
Saturday night, the midnight train's taking the last bus home.
I will offer you the chance just to respond to that Richard Riakporhe. Tommy says you failed at cruiserweight, you're taking the last bus home. What's your prediction? How do you want to win this fight on Saturday?
I don't think it's going to last very long, to be honest.
You're absolutely right. For sure. You're right. You ain't no sniper. You haven't sniped anyone out.
Just tune in, fans. You're going to love this.
You ain't no sniper.
There's some work for this.
What a sniper is.
I'm looking to entertain.
I'm just letting you know. We're here and we're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Oh.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You have 15 fights.
16.
16.
And you're my 17th.
Tomato cans.
Yeah.
Why?
Guess what?
I don't understand. On my 8th fight, I stepped up. Why didn't you step up? It shows more about you.
Because you're very
than
comfortable.
No, you're comfortable.
You look the part.
You said yourself, you don't need to be here.
It's a ball.
You guys are millionaires or something.
Correct.
Why are you here?
Because I love it.
It doesn't make no sense. This is a hungry
I
man's
love
sport.
this game.
I'm telling you.
And
And you're going to find out Saturday.
all about the
You're going to find out Saturday.
And you think
Keep on talking.
check.
Keep on talking.
Talking about world title fights after this. Who are you in the heavyweights?
Keep on talking.
Yeah.
Before the 5th, I'm taking this guy's head off.
I want to box him and move.
Okay, thank you for your hand there as well. Derek Chisora down there in the front row. Well, listen, I thought this next fight that we're going to speak to on the top table here would steal the undercard press conference, but how good was that big fight to look forward to in the heavyweight division between Richard Riakporhe and...
This is Jordan, professional gymnast, self-proclaimed sneakerhead, student and hero ambassador.
Hi, that's me.
Her specialties, all-around vault, uneven bars.
Don't forget balance beam. And can't forget floor.
That too. Starting gymnastics at just 6 years old, Jordan rose to her biggest stage yet with her debut.
Press conference, but how good was that conclusion to what has been a fun build-up in a big fight in the 140 pounds weight division? Just before we hear from the fighters once again to promoter Ben Shalom. Ben, I just said there that Adam Azim widely regarded as one of the best prospects. In terms of a talent, what do you believe you are working with here in Adam Azim?
Oh, it's scary. I mean, credit to Adam. He said he'd take on anyone at late notice. I think Kurt Scobie is a perfect opponent. It's a perfect opponent to establish his name on the world scene. A lot of people talk very well of Kurt. He's in the great camp with Hector Bermudez. I know he's been keeping fit. I know he's been keeping active. He looks the part. He talks the part. And that's what Adam Azim needs. I really believe this is going to be an emphatic statement on Saturday night. And this is the moment that Adam's been waiting for. A breakout moment on the world scene. And Kurt Scobie's going to give him just that.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Kurt, welcome. As I said there in the intro, we've enjoyed the energy in the build-up so far. For the British fight fans who might not have seen a lot of Kurt Scobie, what do you believe we will all find out, and Adam Azim will find out on Saturday night?
First off, Ben, you don't sound confident. You do not sound confident. All week I don't play boxing. I let it be known that I don't play boxing. I'm here for business. I prepared myself my whole life, struggled my whole life. I'm ready for this moment.
Adam, good to see you. Welcome. Look, Kurt's had a bit to say this week. We believe there was an altercation in the Fight Week Hotel to kick the week off. It carried on here at the media workout yesterday. What do you make of his energy and what can you take from it, I guess, headed into Saturday's fight?
First of all, I'd like to say hello everyone, I hope you're all well. I'd like to thank Turkey Al Sheikh for giving me this opportunity. Thank you to Ben Shalom for putting me on the show as well. MSB, Mohammed bin Sulaiman, Saudi's always been a place in my heart where, Makkah, Medina is, and I went to Umrah last year to experience Umrah, and, Saudi's always been to my heart. Look, these Americans, they love to talk, but for me, I'm cool, I'm calm, and we'll see on Saturday.
You're not confident though, bro. That's the thing.
I'm so sorry.
When you make dua, you're very confident as a man.
I'm very confident.
Be confident as a man.
Sir, I promise you.
Sorry, speak up.
Hey, hold on. You didn't want to take this fight.
I can't hear
Let's not forget that.
shit over there. I can't hear.
You didn't want to take this fight. Remember that. That's
Someone's
what
just
called
trying to shit over there. He's
back.
kind of small. It's kind of small. Little stocky guy.
Yo, it's funny. You didn't want to take this
trying
fight.
to shit again.
You didn't want to take this fight. Ben, we have to call Ben and tell, hey, Ben, make that shit happen.
You're like a little kid.
Make that happen.
You're like a little kid that comes from school, like with your backpack.
Yeah. I'm gonna take your lunch.
You're gonna take my lunch?
I'm taking your lunch. I'm taking your lunch. Your cars, your Corvette. Are you able to defend that? Are you able to defend your cars, your luxuries? Are you able to defend that?
You're the kid.
No, you're not.
I'm the bully.
Sound confident, son.
Mate, you're
Sound confident, son.
very confident.
Put faith in your voice.
Sorry about it. You see on
Kurt,
Yes.
Kurt, it seems that you've tried this week to make Adam Azim feel uncomfortable. Do you think you've succeeded?
Try. Try.
You're trying.
Family
I ain't gonna help
illness
you.
right now. I think we got an effect. I think we did very, very well. Did very well. Look at his brothers. Yes. Yes. Well, yeah. Right. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Has he wound you up, Adam? At all? Is this a new challenge for you? There's a mental warfare to face?
I'm not wound up. I'm very calm. Saturday, I'm just gonna show him in the ring. That's all.
Referee.
Alhamdulillah. I'm very grateful for where I am. That's it.
Referee.
Quick prediction, Kurt. How does this go on Saturday?
Referee.
Take those glasses off and look at me properly, innit? There you go, my friend.
Referee. All day long.
Sit back down.
Hey, referee all day long.
Sit down.
I'm beating your ass. Pause.
Fuck.
I'm beating your
I'm gonna beat your
ass.
ass, and I'm gonna beat Devin Henry's ass after that. Your boy, mate.
Hey, it's
So-
good. You have to have the security guard hold you back. Every time the security holds you back, you
If the security weren't there, I'll
when I see you in the lobby, are we good?
No.
The screw is there.
Hell no, we're not good.
Yeah.
Hell no, we're
I
not
hope
good.
you can fight.
I know you can
hope
fight.
you can fight.
Yeah, but you're fighting a fire.
Ben, you're shaking your trousers every day, every time.
You're fighting a
Ben,
fire.
comes to you.
I hope.
Hey, then Ben comes in and have you shaking your
I
trousers?
hope you can.
Is that what they call trousers
I
over
hope
here?
you can fight.
You're fighting an actual fire.
Really hope you.
You're actual fighting an actual fire. You didn't. The 18 fights you had, you haven't
I'm
fought.
gonna talk that shit too.
There's kid.
I'm gonna talk that shit too.
Your kid does swear.
You don't sound confident, son.
Final prediction, Adam. Tell Kurt Scooby how he beat him.
He's gonna get a proper demolition job on Saturday. Alhamdulillah, I'm grateful for it. Let's see you on Saturday night.
You don't believe in himself, man. That's crazy.
I believe myself.
I can hear it. As a person that believes in himself,
If you can't hear, then that's the issue. You know that,
believe in
right?
himself.
If you can't hear, that's the issue.
That's crazy to me.
If you can't hear, then
Person
that's
that
the
believes in
issue.
himself and
Good thing you can hear, my friend.
identify as someone that doesn't believe in himself. Make more du'as, please.
You should make dua as well. We're both Muslims,
Yeah, I
right?
do.
We're both Muslims, right? You're a Muslim, right?
Actually, pray for
Maybe we'll make dua. Of course, I'm
pray
gonna
for
make
you
more
too.
dua
As my
for
Muslim
myself.
brother, I pray for you too. We can make dua together after I beat you.
But after I beat you, we can put Isha together. That's the after the fight is Isha, right? Yeah. After we had a good fight, me and you, and I beat you, we put Isha
Burger
together.
too. We got a burger.
Yeah?
Vegan burger for me though.
You want a burger as well? I'll get the beef, you get the vegan, no problem.
Okay, business to take care of. First of all, on Saturday Bars. night. Thank you, James. Thoroughly enjoyed that. A great fight to look forward to between Adam Azim and Kurt Scooby, and also a great fight to look forward to in the welterweight division. What a year it's been for the engine. Echo Esserman comes into the fight on Saturday night, ranked number 3 in the world with the WBO after a career best performance and win against Josh Taylor up in Scotland to face the former arch rival of Josh Taylor, a man in Jack Catterall who begins a new chapter under new trainer Bozy Ennis over in Philadelphia. Jack has been honest, hasn't been happy with the 2 performances this year against Arnold Barboza Jr. and in his first fight, of course, against Harlem Eubank. Big fights on the horizon for both. No pressure at all, lads, as well, bearing in mind how the last 2 press conferences have just gone. I look forward to hearing this next one. Firstly, a quick word, though, from promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, you touched on it at the start there. A big fight for your man in Jack Catterall. As I say, Echo Esserman very well positioned, but as is Jack across the board. What do you believe is at stake for the winner?
A world title shot, simply. I mean, they're 2 tremendous fighters. It's great to see a domestic fight at world level. Echo's coming off a great win. Jack, we know should have been undisputed champion. That's in the past now, up at 147 with the great Bozy Ennis and the team from Philadelphia now that he's been in training camp with. I think you're going to see a career best performance, and the styles are going to clash perfectly. Last time out it was a bit of a clash of the wrong styles with Jack Catterall. Echo loves to fight, he loves to come forward, he loves to make the fight, and Jack is going to produce, I believe, a career best performance in what I think will be a domestic classic on this brilliant card. Okay,
thank you, Eddie. Echo, firstly to you, welcome, as we just said there, sitting very pretty across the rankings, across the board right now at 147 pounds. What does Jack Catterall represent in your journey and your story right now, do you think, on Saturday night?
Well, first of all, big thank you to Turkey Ali Sheikh, Seller, Matchroom and Queensbury for getting me on this card. Glad to be here. Big show out. Glad to see everyone here. What is in front of me? Awkward customer, tricky character, but I can be more trickier, so I'm looking forward to it.
Jack, a tricky customer, perhaps a fair assessment, but in terms of where you're at right now, you've talked about in the build-up not being too pleased with your performances so far this year. You've changed trainer. Are we silly to expect a completely different version of Jack Catterall on Saturday night?
Yeah, that's all in the past now. I'm focused on Saturday. I know what I've got in front of me. I prepared well, I prepared hard, made many sacrifices, so I'm switched on and I'm ready to come do a job on Saturday night.
Echo, you told us this week that you just have more than Jack Catterall. In your own mind, in your own words, just tell us what you believe makes you a better fighter and why you win this fight on Saturday.
Well, what makes me a better fighter? Everyone just knows me by the engine. They don't know me by the spec.
Jack, and for you, listen, everyone has their opinions on where you should have been in your professional journey in terms of being a world champion, but is that what you see it being at stake for you on Saturday night in this fight with Eka Westerman?
Yeah, of course, there's some great fights to be made, but that's all irrelevant now. We've both got to fight Saturday, and that's all I'm focused on. Eko's a good fighter, but he doesn't bring nothing I've not seen before, so I'm looking to go in there and put on a good pitch for everybody Saturday night.
How do you believe you do it, Jack? Just finally, in your own words.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to meet him in the middle of the ring, and I'm going to show him what's up.
Eko, final word to you?
Jack has never seen my version of beautiful violence, so it's going to be a good fight. Everyone look forward to it.
Okay, how good was that? What a lovely way to end. Beautiful violence guaranteed then in the undercard. We will now pause. We're going to face off the fighters of the supporting cast. Short break before we return for the main event.
So, go ahead and mute that. Jack Catterall, you know, his last performance to me was flat. And he did go to Philly. He did supposedly reinvent himself. So, we get to see what he's made out of. So, we get to check that out. So, we get to see next the main attraction, the main event. Conor Benn, Chris Eubank.
Sorry, he did.
Okay, they're doing their face-offs. Cool. Bad blood fights are the best. Kurt, salute. I love what you are doing. BVO Sports TV. Hashtag STN. Appreciate you, brother. I'm ready to get it, man. I'm ready for this fight. I'm ready for the fight. You know, I'm really tired of all the talking now. I think they, you know, I think it speaks for itself. I'm learning a lot from you. I'll tell you what I know. I want to see that gully Rhea Pork, right? Yeah, the talking is getting old. CJ Rich Boxing coming in with that $2 love. CP, are you with me? Kirk Franklin Selka, 1997. Kirk Franklin circa. CP, are you with me? Yeah, now I get it like Kirk Franklin. Yeah, man. We are here, man. Appreciate that love. Boom. They're just doing the face-offs for everyone, you know, until tomorrow, right? Oh, man, yeah. Oh, he's pointing his finger. He's pointing his finger. My boy Kurt. My boy Kurt. Kurt pointing his finger. Let me see.
Someone pointing it in his face.
Yeah, that's going to be a good. I can't wait to see this fight. So we will see what happens, peeps.
I know what you're capable of. I know what you can do. Do this now. Do this now. And I believe he'll listen.
Yeah, I am back, guys. I'm just waiting for the final press conference. I thought everybody would be out, but the crazy thing is I got a split here in a minute. So I didn't, the conference itself was delayed for whatever reason. And we have the undercard guys, and I think it's the co-main, then the main event guys will speak their piece, right? Jax Man's Winter's Holiday, counterpunch to you. Conor has had a while to get used to the weight. That's bound to help. I mean, he's going to come in about 156. He ain't going to come in at 160. So hell, he could come in at a catch weight, and I think that's what they anticipated, him to come in at a catch weight. Chris to come in at a catch weight. That's crazy, man. I don't know what they're doing. Conor has had a while to get used to the weight. Kurt, what about Andy Ruiz versus Martin Bakali? That'd be a good fight. Hell, Andy might take Bakali. He might, you know what I mean? Because he's a good counterpuncher. So, especially if he can catch him at a weird angle like Joseph Parker did. Maybe. That'd be a good fight, though, man. Chris been a while in the hospital. He's not getting any younger. Chris, he's 36. That's a good thing about Eubank Ben is they're both arseholes. It's good to get them both. It's good to get both beat up. Kurt, what about the name Jax Man Populator? I don't know. It sounds like you're trying to populate the earth, That sounds like a porn name, man. The Jax Man Populator. I am eerie. Let me show you my magic snake, man. Pull it out on you. Chick faint, wake up pregnant. I hope Ben wins, but I won't be that disappointed if he lost. Yeah, something's going on with these fighters, man. It shouldn't take this long. Yeah, see, I got to jump off of here because we've already been an hour and a half. And we finally see Conor Ben right now. So I don't know. Maybe it's Chris. I don't know what Chris is doing. But I see Conor Ben, though. Conor's there. So I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. So I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know, man. But I can tell you this is like, so it got to be something going on with Chris. Mama Lou, counterpunch to you. My man said, Jack's man's populator. They call me Jack's man populator. What do you do? I populate. I ejaculate and I populate. Populate the earth. Churchman populator. Jack's man populator. Connor was over eager last time, whereas Chris was overconfident. Hopefully they still have the same mindset. Well, I don't know. I have no idea. Man, unfortunately, man, I got to get out of here. And it's unfortunate because I wanted to finish this, but we will reconvene tomorrow for the weigh-in. Stay tuned for more. Of course, I see Chris Eubank with his dad back there. So he's chilling with his pops. So his pops is with him this time all the way through, which is a good thing. You know, so, you know, Chris, all is distinguished. Are you open to doing a panel? I'm 3 months in and I would love to bounce some ideas off of you. Let's do it. I'm down, bro. I have to purchase another laptop. So we got to wait till I get another one, which is about 3 weeks out. So we'll be back in action, but we will be going live for the weigh-in and the fight, of course. But CJ Rich boxing and BS. Yeah, I'm open for it, man. Let's have a let's have a panel. And I think it's cool to have a panel. You know? And I think the panels is what really keeps it hot, you know, so it's hard to kind of, you know, you think of doing a 7-hour, 8-hour live stream, even 6-hour live stream, it can be rather exhausting by yourself. So yeah, I would love to do a panel. Let's do it. But anyway, guys, I got to jump off of here. It is 1:27. Yeah, I got to go. Love you guys. Peace, blessings, and everyone has been counterpunched. We will reconvene. I'll do a video about the rest as I come back. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace. Let's go.